is lined up for his mustached
Hashtag
flight.
fly the stash. We actually were graced with some t-shirts earlier. So we're going into this second compulsory. We're going to be looking at the front layout full twist seconds, the Mana Space Lab, and the Thomas Flare into head down split. So remember again, this is a 45-second routine with three compulsory rounds, three compulsory moves, and no music.
Yeah, they brought the time down. They used to have well, there's been competitions where I've had music and it's been a full minute. Now they've shaved it all off. 45.
And again, as a reminder, as we've seen earlier, those are going to be three different compulsory moves than what we've seen earlier in the day, but same principle. Every compulsory move is ranked out of 10. The presentation is also ranked out of 10, so that's 4 different scores out of 10 that are going to be mashed up into one final score. Malachi is slightly confused, pointing at the screen, asking if there's going to be a countdown, but because there's no music, I think we're ready to go.
And he is in.
Nice turning side flying here. This is actually a really difficult position to fly. All right. Superhero pose, throwing some flip twist in there like a boss. Seems to me like he's okay, the Mana Space Lab there. He threw the breaker in there, which was the header breaker, a compulsory move from the former one, but it's just adding it to his routine. And now the front flip with a twist, beautifully executed by Malachi. And he's out.
So I've noticed, we only keep one athlete in that part of the chamber at any one time. Is that something to do with how much room there is and they can come out so fast they don't want to get hit?
Maybe, it might be.
Yeah.
I guess in freestyle it doesn't apply as much. I guess in solo speed it's probably more of a thing.
And now we've got 2 in there.
Yeah.
It is different window, isn't it? There is a lot more room as you come through that door. You can really power out and get a lot of speed up. A lot of the other tunnels, the back wall is quite close to the door. One person's width, 2 people.
Depending on the type of tunnel, it's not always the same setup. And definitely here you can exit with a little bit more speed.
Kinga Bala from Poland, 10 years of age, is ready to go. She looks as fresh as she did this morning. Nothing really seems to faze her anymore. She's got a very good temperament now. Almost a veteran of competition, can you believe it? 10 years of age. I think I've seen her in 4, 5 events now. Not quite sure. Freestyle Junior, Kinga Bala. It's the second round of the compulsories. And Kira Power just giving some thumbs up.
Some pep talk to Isabel.
Here's
Kinga's in. Lots of energy in this little girl. All right, getting to the Space Lab. Really nice.
Nice, yeah.
Beautiful splits, and she spins that like nobody's business. Nice stop here as well. Remember, Regan, the more energy in a rotation, the more difficult it is to stop.
Absolutely.
Getting into the second compulsory here, which is the Thomas Flare into a head-down split. And now the front flip with the twist sequence. Boom, look at that. Straight legs, pointy toes, lots of flexibility in this young lady. And out.
There she goes. She gets better and better, doesn't she? She really is getting strong. A strong flyer. Powerful little mover.
Next up, Isabel Ko, 10 years old from Singapore. One of the newest generation coming out of this tunnel, lots of talent already brought to the international scene, and it seems like it is not the end of it.
Have we actually seen any flyers from Singapore that are over 25 years of age?
Not yet. Not in dynamic or freestyle.
Yeah.
I believe they have some FS flyers.
They had FS teams in Montreal, and there were some young flyers as well. I'm just trying to think back about any older Singapore flyers I might have seen. It's getting late in the day now. The brain's not working as hard as it was earlier this morning. Visor is down. Isabel, code number 203 is in.
All right, the first compulsory here, the Thomas Flare into a head-down split. Now the front flip with a twist.
Just some on a space lab to come. And here it is.
Nice one.
Wow.
Making it last very gracefully. So much flexibility in those young bodies. Really nice one from Isabel. Yeah, deserve a good night's sleep now.
Yeah. Incredible stop at the end of that space lab. Nailed it down, held it for a second.
Yeah, and really kept her level and her axis, which is definitely one of the things that the judges are looking at.
Little Vera.
Vera Poe, 8 years old.
So cute. Another incredible raw talent, maturing into an incredible flyer. Week by week, just gets better and better. Vera Poe.
One of her signature move here.
Yeah.
She has that in her routine and she does it very well.
Straight down the line.
Bit of a rush space lab going up slightly, but really nice. Front flips here, slightly de-axed on the reception, but still pulling it off, and she's out.
Yeah. I like the way she nails that exit, just stands on the edge of the door, on the edge of the mat. Almost like a gymnast finishing a vault. Let's watch that. Oh, we just come off the in there. Christian Wick from Poland, 11 years of age.
Getting a thumbs up and a smile of encouragement from Amy Watson just out there. A nice smile from Krisha. She is ready to go. Looking at the clock, and she's on. Nice tricky position on the leg here. Starting with her space lab. One of the things that the judges are looking at and that Krisha just did very beautifully here as she getting into her second compulsory is you want to keep those steps evenly throughout the whole front flip, and she did really good at that. Really nice flying so far. Getting into the final compulsory, the Thomas Flare with the head down split. Nice pose here, making it look so simple in the wind when really the position that she's holding, those side flying are really tricky to hold.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of side flying, aren't we, these last couple of competitions?
Yeah, very, very nice round for a little Polish star. Up next, Kai Minejima, 8 years old, from Singapore as well. Another one of our future little weapon.
Yeah, Emma's favorite. Second round of the compulsories here in the second day of the Wing Games, and we'll be here tomorrow as well, going into 3 days for this event. An early start tomorrow, 7 a.m. If you're up and about, make sure you tune in for the live stream. A lot to get through. Four-way open, four-way female, VFS, solo speed, freestyle junior, freestyle open, two-way and four-way dynamics. Kai is setting in.
Straight into the front flips. Into the Thomas Flare head down split. Keeping this axis nice. And finishing up with the Mana Space Lab. Kind of missed a step here. The first two and the last was pretty good. The third one was slightly off. And is out.
Yeah. After this, I do believe we'll be going straight into the second round of compulsories in the open category, Domi.
Yes, that is correct. And up next we have Matteo Andreotti, 9 years old, from Italy, also known as Mini Bro. I was chatting earlier with the bros itself themselves, and Leo has indeed been training Matteo for about a year, ever since the tunnel opened in Milan. He told me that Matteo had about 35 hours of flying, and well, this young man here is doing a lot with those 35 hours.
Amy Watson just moves into the chamber and takes her seat. Her brother there outside with camera ready. Good evening to Alan, I'm sure he's watching back home. No idea what time it is in Australia. About 12 hours difference, isn't it? More or less. Is it the morning now there? 2:07 for Matteo. Visor down, ready for action.
All right, Matteo doing his Thomas Flare, I believe. That, I guess, was the Space Lab. Just a couple steps here. And he's out. That is a very difficult round for a young boy with way less hours than most of the kids out there. A little bit difficult for the judge. I myself had sometimes a hard time identifying exactly which move he was going for,
Yeah.
which is to be expected for for somebody really young with not a lot of training yet. But it's amazing for him to already be on the world stage at his age and his level of experience. And it's really good for him to get competition experience, because at the end of the day, that's also something that plays a big role in your performance. And even if you're not, quite ready to trust the top of the podium, it's awesome to be there and compete and meet your fellow competitors, especially for those kids. I'm pretty sure wherever they're going to school, not a lot of kids must be living the same kind of life and experimenting the same kind of intense experience that they do, and meeting each other is probably very special.
And a real level of maturity from Amy as he came up through the door. She gave him eye contact and a handshake. Really developing as a competitor, this talent.
Beautiful, beautiful Amy, so graceful. Getting into the space lab, very nicely done. The stag rotation, one of their signature move. Front flip with full twists, very beautiful, very axed, perfect levels. Textbook demonstration here from Amy. And you can see in those rotations, their head switch. That's one of the way you make sure you keep your axis and you don't get too dizzy. You always try to keep looking at the same point in the tunnel, and when your body turns around your head, you try to do this really quick head switch.
Well, the crowd liked that performance. There was some really amazing flying there from Amy Watson, and the Canadian makes her way for her round. Coralie backing up Amy Watson. But wow, that was a lot of good flying there. Boudreau? Coralie Boudreau?
Boudreau.
Boudreau? I wasn't far off.
The last one was actually pretty good.
Thank you very much.
Coralie, 14 years old from Canada. Rising star of the freestyle in her country, taking a deep breath, getting ready to perform a compulsory number 2. And she's in. Starting off with the man at Space Lab and taking it straight into a really good front flip with full twist sequence. Keeping this rotation centered, really nice. And out.
Nice. Another nice routine, Coralie. Great to see her in Europe competing. A lot of good talent coming from Canada. I'm not quite sure, is that the end of the juniors? Do we have one more? I think that might be the end. I think we're going directly into the open competition. It is getting late in the day. We're moving people through as fast as we can now. So some good stuff there. Round 2 of the Freestyle Open is going to be next, to a full house here at Window in Ampurias, Brava, northern east corner of Spain, just 15-20 minutes away from the French border. Salvador Dali country, the Costa Brava. And Lucas Laki now, the Hungarian, with this young team from Madrid, which is getting their project together.